we're having a few friends over to go sailing this evening, so we're going to try some bacon and cheddar ranch dip. Here it's on page 134 of the Boat Galley cookbook. Okay, so these are the ingredients that we're going to be using to make the dip. However much sour cream you are going to need for however many people you're going to serve. Today we only have 4 people, so I have 2 8-ounce containers. I have 1 packet of ranch seasoning. I got the gluten-free, but it really doesn't matter. Then I got the reduced fat cheddar cheese and some bacon. So, okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is to get the bacon started, because all we have here on the boat is an alcohol stove, and sometimes it takes a really long time to warm up, especially since we have to use a larger pan for the bacon. So I'm just going to put as much of this bacon in here as possible, and whatever we don't need, we'll just eat for breakfast tomorrow. Never have extra bacon. Okay, so while the bacon's cooking, I'm just going to mix up the sour cream. And how she has this recipe written in the Boat Galley book is actually like all mixed up. But I'm going to do it more like a layer dip, because I think that way you'll really taste the bacon. And if I'm going to go through the trouble to cook bacon on the boat, I'm going to taste it. So what I'm going to use to make this in is actually a camping pot, but I like to use my regular pots on the stove, and I use these for dips because they're the perfect size and they all fold up so perfectly. I'm just going to put as much of this in here as possible, because we can always share it again tomorrow. Okay, so my first layer of this dip is going to be sour cream mixed with the ranch seasoning that we have sitting behind me in a packet. My second layer, I think, is going to be the cheese, and then I'm going to put the bacon on top, so it's like the first thing that people see when they look at the dip, and they're like, oh, bacon. Before I put my seasoning mix in, I'm going to go ahead and flip the bacon. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and mix my ranch dip into my giant pile of sour cream. I'm just going to go ahead and put all of it in there. I have quite a bit of sour cream. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of even this out here on the bottom so we can sprinkle things on top. And what I'm actually going to do with this is I'm going to go ahead and put it in the fridge and see if I can get it to harden up a little bit while we're waiting for the bacon to finish cooking, which is going to be quite a minute. Okay, so we have our first pan of bacon done, so we're going to go ahead and finish up our dip. So I have the dip here, and it was sitting in the fridge for a little while, but you don't need to if your sour cream was plenty cold when we started, but ours was starting to get a little runny. So next, all I'm going to do is top this dip off with just some cheddar cheese. Like I said, mine is fat-free, same as the sour cream, just because I like to be able to eat as much of this as I want and not worry about it too much. So, try to make it as guilt-free as possible. Next, I'm just going to chop up this bacon. As is, it's pretty crunchy. I probably, what most people would call overcooked it, but I knew I was going to crunch it up into little pieces afterwards, so it makes life a little bit easier. This is just half of the package. It actually is probably enough. It turned out to be more than I thought it was going to be when I crunch it up. So then I'm just going to take these bigger pieces and shred them up. And we're just going to sprinkle it on top of our dip. And that will be it. So the second pan of bacon that's cooking right now is going to be for breakfast tomorrow. Okay. So here we go. Here is our finished dip. Absolutely delicious looking. I'm just going to serve it with some tortilla chips. And that's it. Thank you.
Arr. Yum.